Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is May 3rd, 2022. Hope you're all doing well. In today's segment, we'll talk about top stocks to build wealth. So we got a stock here, Arista Network, under the leadership of Jayashree Ulal. Company doing great. They had a good beat and raise quarter, but stock came tumbling down. It's a very good time to buy Arista Network. They're committed to grow their revenue and also a lot of innovation going on here. So with that, let's jump in and take a look at great stocks to buy to build wealth. So we'll start with a quick market update. Look at top stocks to build wealth. So our criteria is sales growth is more than 10%. These are revenue growers. Profit margin is more than 10%. They have discipline to grow the margin, and free cash flow as well as cash on the balance sheet is more than $500 million. So these are the great stocks. You can bank on them as economy is tough and inflation is going higher. These stocks can really emerge out of this strongly. And we'll also do a quick deep dive on Arista Network and see if it's worth buying here. And then finally we'll conclude. So with that, from a market update perspective, look, we got here Dow Jones Industrial Average. It went higher slightly today, but as you can see here, market is hostage to Fed. So Fed is going to come up with their projection for the current rate hike. Most probably it's going to be a 50 basis point rate hike, and there may be one more later in June. And we have to look at the Fed's tone. If the tone is really harsh, market can come tumbling down. Otherwise, we can see relief rally on Thursday. Look, market is really deciding where to go. At this time, fundamentals don't matter. It's really all about Fed and what they will do and how is their language. That's why let's see what's going on here. We're in a trading range. Look, we are currently in a tight trading range here. These days market goes slightly higher, but it does not know where to go. It's not decisive enough. Same story in all the major indices. Oil also came down here with the dollar strengthening. Actually, oil is right here with dollar strengthening. Oil is trying to decide where to go. Even gold, same story here. Gold is also a commodity with the dollar going higher and dollar strengthening. Gold is also coming down, as you can see here. But gold is a great one to buy into this weakness. Gold can emerge. It's also a very good safe haven. And then you got your bond. Bond is getting sold off, as you can see here. Fed is really not going to buy bond anymore. They're going to be selling the bonds. So bond can even further go further down here. Look what's going on to the interest rate here. Interest rate is going higher. This can cause issue to money losing companies and companies with a lot of debt load on their balance sheet. So with that, let's jump in and look at a quick market update in today's session. Look, this is just a one-day market action here just today. So market does not know where to go. In the morning, market came down, as you can see here. Then it went higher, came down again, then it went higher nicely, came down. So market is not decisive here, mainly because market is really dependent on Fed, and Fed is the decisive factor here. As Fed clears its way tomorrow, we will know what's going to happen. I suspect there will be a relief rally, but we will see how it goes. So then we got your futures market here. From a futures market perspective, look, futures are trying to go higher slightly. Look, Dow Jones Industrial Average up 31 in the futures market. S&P 500 also up. Nasdaq up nicely, and even Russell 2000 small cap, that's also up in the futures market. But this can change overnight. But looks like so far we are going to be okay. All right, now let's jump in and look at the market update. Look, market really does not know where to go. A half basis point interest rate hike is going to be on the cards here. It's factored in, and Fed is also going to tighten. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. They will conclude their meeting tomorrow. Most probably there's one more hike. There will be 50 basis point and one more hike in June. And markets are preparing for a hawkish Fed here, and there will be also, in addition to the rate hike, there will be around 95 billion a month tapering on the bond buying program, and they're going to be selling the bonds. So this can have an impact on the bond market. And stocks are doing better after the earnings. Look, we had some great earnings. We had AMD, Airbnb, and also other stocks like Microsoft did well. So we had some good earnings. So that's a positive news here. Earnings can really help if Fed at least tries to help here. Look, AMD, Lisa Su is the leader. AMD stock went higher after market, and I think it's a good one here. I had bought some AMD through its as it was coming down, but now I can see a nice surge in AMD. If it gets hit again, it's a good one to buy. Lisa Su is doing great here. They're picking up in the data center space, and they're doing great. Along the same lines, you could also buy some Nvidia. It's also a great one to buy. As AMD tells you, hey, things are going well, I'm sure Nvidia will also do much better. It's a good one to also slowly buy. Then you got Airbnb. Look, this surpassed 100 million nights booked in one quarter. I think that's a good one here. Stock jumps after earnings beat. Airbnb is a good one. If this gets hit, buy some Airbnb. It's really upending the traditional stay. Airbnb is the way to go. And on the negative side here, we got Lyft, came down big time here. And then we got Akamai. Akamai is one of my favorite trading stock here. This stock comes up and down nicely. After this drop here, you could slowly buy some Akamai. This is one of those volatile stocks. This goes up and down nicely, but it's a good one to buy slowly after this drop off here. All right, now let's jump in and look at index and sector update. So look, from an index and sector update perspective, we got Russell 2000 and other major indices. Look, nothing much going on here. Small cap is strengthening here. Look, small cap is up 1.1%, but other indices are really not doing much, as you can see here. Slightly positive, mainly because of earnings. Look what's going on here in the 52-week range here. All the major indices are hugging the 52-week low, as you can see here, with the exception of gold. Gold is doing pretty well, as you can see here. So with that, let's jump in and look at the sector. From a sector perspective, look, today energy is doing well here, up 3.1%, followed by basic materials, financial services, and so on and so forth. On the red, today we got here consumer defensive, technology, and consumer cyclical, all red, as you can see here. Stock like Amazon.com is in the consumer cyclical. That's one of the reasons it's red, as you can see. Then if you look at the 52-week range here, look what's going on here. Except energy, which is almost hugging the 52-week high here, most of the other names like financial services totally got battered. Look, XLF is totally creamed here. It's at near 52-week low here. And we got industrial also. Look, it's near 52-week low. And we got communication services. Think about Facebook, Pinterest, and so on and so forth. All those names are hugging 52-week low here. This segment is a good one to slowly buy. I think most of the negative news is already baked in here. Look, healthcare, it's one of the great defensive play here. It's also very cheap right now. It's good to buy some healthcare. In doubt, buy ETF like XLV, XPI. You will do great. Look, on the consumer defensive and technology side, it's good to buy some either QQQ or even XLK. You will do great in the long run. I also like XLY here, consumer cyclical. That'll also do very well. Look, it's completely beaten down here, near 52-week low. So with that, you get a good idea where the market is going, and you can invest in the sectors where it's really not doing great right now. That's where you'll see a major bounce back as you go forward, like communication services. We got financial services. You could even buy XLF in doubt. All right, I also love technology. You could buy QQQ or XLK. All right, now let's jump in and look at the most active stocks. So from a most active stock perspective, look, we got AMD here, my favorite. Lisa Su is the leader. I think stock did great. They did a earnings announcement, which is very positive. They are firing in all cylinders. So it's a good one to buy. If you get a chance, if it comes down, say next week or week after, buy some AMD here. You will do great. Apple is really doing well here. Apple is a good one. It's also beaten down big time. You could buy this one also. I also like Ford. Ford is a great one here. You could buy some Ford. Even up here, if it gets hit slightly, you could buy some Ford. And I love Bank of America. Solid bank here. As the interest rates goes higher, they got a lot of deposits from consumers like me and you, and they will do very well with the interest rate hike. And then we got few more here, all beaten down big time here. Nvidia, Facebook, Intel. You could buy all these names here, and they will do well. On the other hand, Verizon Wireless here, it's a good one for dividend investors. I think you will do well. And from a big winner perspective, look, we got big winners here. Western Digital all the way to Mohawk Industries did very well in one day. Look, Western Digital in one day up 14%. So you could look at some of these names here. I love Devon Energy. It's a good energy stock here. On the pullback days, you could buy some Devon Energy. Cortera is firing in all cylinders, as you can see here. And Waters is one of my favorite company. You could buy this one also. And IPGP is also doing great, as you can see here. So we got a few more here. And from a big loser perspective, look, many of these names, I love these very well. Rockwell Automation, one of the solid industrial internet type company here. You could buy this company into this dip. You will do great. And we got Expedia. All these travel stocks are coming down, like Expedia, even bookings.com. It's good to slowly buy some of these names into this weakness here. FMC, I love this Estee Lauder. It's a great one. If you don't have Estee Lauder, it's good to pick up some Estee Lauder. They will do great. Look, Estee Lauder is also in a 52-week low list right now. Stock is completely sold off. You could buy some Estee Lauder here. And there are a few more, as you can see here. I love Arista Network. Even after a beat and raise quarter, stock came down. I think it's a good one to buy here. And I also like Zebra. Zebra used to be a high momentum stock, did very well last year. Now it's coming down slowly, or actually it's coming down fast. You could buy some Zebra slowly and go from there. From a 52-week high perspective, look, we have Cerner here. Cerner, the boat has sailed here. It's being acquired by Oracle. So I would not buy Cerner up here. If you want to buy, you could buy some Oracle. And then Cortera Energy, Valero, both are doing great here, 52-week high. I would wait for a slight pullback. On the negative side, look, we got Estee Lauder, Match.com, Rockwell, SPGI, even West. All these are great stocks here. My personal favorite is Estee Lauder here, and also Match.com, as well as Rockwell and SPGI. You could buy these names here. You will do great. All right, now let's jump in and look at top ETFs to watch. From a top ETF to watch perspective, this list is sorted by volume. Look, the highest volume in today's market, today's trading day, it's in the ascending order. S&P 500 ETF or SPY, which is mother of all ETFs. Look, it's a nice high volume here. Even up here, S&P 500 is down 13% from 52-week high here. So it's in a correction territory, along with QQQ, XLF, and few more. So I would be buying these names here. It's a great one to buy up here. And also, as you see here, IV percentile for you folks who are put option sellers. A great time to sell some put option, especially on the down days. High implied volatility means you'll get some good option premium. Look, all these names are down big time, below 200-day moving average for most part, as you can see here, with the XLP consumer staples showing some green, as you can see here. With the inflation fears, folks are flocking into consumer staples. That's why look, XLP consumer staples is up in 1 month time frame. And we got few more which are in green. Look, XLE Energy, with all geopolitical tension, energy is going higher. Look, RSI is 55. That tells you could even buy up here slowly, but I would wait and buy on the down days. Today in one day it's up nicely. I would wait for pullback days to accumulate these names here. And then we got few more which are relatively strong here. We got XME, which is precious metals, relatively strong, as you can see here. And we got energy XOP here, also pretty strong, as you can see. So with that, look, dollar is getting strengthened. UUP, US dollars, it's getting strengthened. This can cause some trouble to basically international companies, multinational type companies here. And also this will have issue with the commodities like gold, silver, and even oil or energy can have some issue with the US dollar getting stronger. All right, so with that, let's jump in and look at top stocks to build wealth. So it's always good to buy some fundamentally strong companies when the market is down big time. So with that, I got here top list of companies here. Look, all these companies here, look at the top line sales growth. Sales growth is more than 10%. That tells you these companies are really firing in all cylinders, growing their top line nicely. And net margin, the money they can keep at the end of the day, it's also more than 10%. That tells you these companies are doing very well from a top line perspective. Top line sales is good, and they're also doing well from a bottom line net margin perspective. They have a discipline to really generate money and profit margin. And look, from a RSI perspective, relative strength index perspective, most of these companies have got low relative strength. So when the RSI is less than 55 or even 50 for that matter, that tells you these great companies are sold off here. You could buy them at a bargain price here. And then finally, look, we got cash. Cash on balance sheet is more than $500 million. That tells you these companies are great here. They got money and financial resources to withstand any of these short-term hiccups. And free cash flow also more than $500 million. So you don't need to worry. These companies are generating money. And finally, look, from a next year EPS growth and next year revenue growth perspective, all these companies have got a positive earnings growth and sales growth next year. So these are really, even in the future, these companies are projected to do very well. And look, from an overall score perspective, many of these companies have got nice overall score. I personally like the ones which have got higher score here. So with that, keep watching one day here. On one day basis, many of these names came down today. That's why when the stocks are down like this, it's good to buy, especially one that are making money. So that's how you build your wealth. Look, top two here, Rockwell. Rockwell has done okay in last 5 years, 51%. Stock is big time down here. Overall score is 44. I think it's a good one here. I would love if overall score is little higher, but it's okay. But I would rather buy Estee Lauder. Look, Estee Lauder, it's a great stock. It's into beauty, as many of you know. Many of the folks are buying their products left and right. Look, this has done great. Look at the 5-year performance and even 2-year performance. They have done great. Long-term good story. Short-term, it's a little bit weakness here. And stock is doing company is doing very well from a sales growth perspective, as well as nice 18% net margin and nice projection for next year. And overall score is also very good here, 71. So I would be buying this company here. Little bit high debt long-term, but look, their current ratio is just 1.7. That tells you they got enough money to withstand any short-term financial impacts, and they can cover their obligations very easily with the current balance they have. And we got few more here. Booking.com, again, it's a great company. It's getting sold off here with all the Omicron subvariants here. You could buy this company also. One of the reasons it's coming down is, look, their PE ratio as well as price to sales ratio is a little high. That tells you valuation perspective a little bit high here. And one of my personal favorite is Arista Network, as this one gets dropped here. It's a great company to buy. Look at the overall score here, 94. It's a good one to buy. CEO Jayshree Ullal, she's going to take the company to new highs. And we got HZNP Horizon. Look, it's a great stock here. Look at the overall score, 99. And this company has done great. Look at the 5-year and 2-year performance. They have done great here. There are some short-term hiccup here. I would be buyer of HZNP here. Look, RSI is 26, tells you stock is completely sold off here. It's a good one to buy. Look at the net margin, it's 17%. And for the folks who love all these computer accessories, Logitech is a great one here. Look, stock is big time down, and stock has done good in 2 years and 5 year long term. It's good here, and pretty okay next year growth perspective. You could buy some Logitech here and go from there. And we've got a few more names. We'll not look at all of them, but I love many of these names here, especially ones which are beaten down big time, and I got solid money in the balance sheet. So with that, look, we got a few more here. FTNT is one of my favorite stock here. Cybersecurity is gonna be a very good sector, whether there's recession or high inflation. Folks have to spend money on their cybersecurity. It's really a norm. It's a table stakes. I think that's going to do very well. And I've got a few more great companies here. I love Intuitive Surgical. It's a great one. They will do great. Folks are really probably not doing too much doctor visits and elective surgeries, but this will come roaring back here. And PayPal finally after dropping big time here. Look, it's showing some strength in the near term. I would be a buyer of PayPal slowly. I think they can go bounce back nicely. And we got a few more names here. As usual, keep a watch on 2-year and 5-year performance here. There are great stocks that have done great in a 5-year time frame here, including Fortinet, even Viva Systems, one of my favorite. You could slowly buy these great companies in the bargain basement price here. That's how you build your wealth over the long haul. All right, the list continues here as usual. Keep a watch here. All these companies got nice 1-year sales growth here. Tells you they're growing their top line, and they're really efficiently maintaining their bottom line nicely. Look at the net margin of some of these companies, high double digits net margin here. That's a great one here. And we got free cash flow as well as cash more than $500 million. That tells you these companies are doing well. And next year projection is great here from both EPS perspective as well as the revenue perspective. These are the great companies. You could take advantage here. Top of the list is one of my favorite, Danaher. It's a great American company. Look, it's got nice performance when it comes to 5-year and 2-year. Short-term pain. Look, RSI is 31, completely sold off here. You could buy this one here. And got a steady Eddie name here, Train. I know many of you know this company. It's a steady Eddie company, does very well in the long run. It almost gets unnoticed. Look at the performance here. They've done good in 2 years and 5 years. You could buy this great company here, low RSI. You will do very well. And we got a few more in the list here. Keep a watch on them. I especially love where the company has done great in 2 years and 5 years, and now the company is struggling in the shorter term. We got Lilly here, one of my favorite healthcare name here. Look, Lilly has done great in 2 years and 5 years, even 1 year. Short-term trouble, as you can see here, RSI is 49. You could buy this great company here, Lilly, at this price here, and accumulate. And we got a few more as you see here. We got one more right here, MasterCard. MasterCard is a great play here. They're doing great. Stock has got some near-term trouble, as you can see here. Now they're trying to recover, as you see here. They're doing very well in a 5-day and 6-month time frame. Slowly they will take on their 200-day and 50-day moving average, and this will also do very well. And all aboard Union Pacific here. It's also a great company. Right now stock is sold off here. You could buy some Union Pacific and go from there. So we got a few more here. You could look at these companies, all great companies. Look at Accenture, Adobe. Adobe is completely clobbered and sold off here. Great overall score, as well as Accenture. You could buy both of these companies here. And we got Autodesk, same story. It's a great company. Stock is completely beaten down here. You could buy some Autodesk. They will also do very well. All right, now we got one more screen to go here. Look, we got few more names here. Same methodology here. Sales growth more than 1 year or more than 10%. That tells you these companies are firing in all cylinders when it comes to top line revenue. Net margin is more than 10%. Tells you companies are really efficiently running and controlling their bottom line, and they do have positive net margin, and cash and free cash flow both are more than 500 million. That tells you these companies can take any short-term pain and keep going, marching ahead. Next year earnings as well as revenue growth is positive. That tells you from a projection perspective, these companies are expected to do well from an analyst perspective. So with that, we got many of these names here. I love ZTS here. It's an animal health company. Great one. Look at the overall score, 86, and look at the performance. Great performance here. And we got a few more, as you can see here. Nvidia, one of my favorite here. It's done great. Stock is getting clobbered here. No respect in Wall Street right now for high multiple names here. Look at the price to sales ratio. Even up here, it's 19, pretty high. That's why this one is getting clobbered. I would be a buyer of this company here. Then this little company from India, Infosys, is quietly running, doing nicely here. Some short-term pain right now, and it's trying to go higher. You could buy some Infosys here. You will do great long run. Look, they've done nice in 1 year, 2 year, and 5 year. You could buy this great company here. And we got a few more, as you see here. We got one more, Synopsys. Synopsys is a great leader here. Once in a while, they come down like they're doing right now. You could buy some Synopsys here. You will do great. All right, so we got a few more with nice performance here. Look, we got Google. Google is one of my favorite here. Sundar Pichai is the leader. It's done great. You could buy some Google here. And also ASML is a great one to buy. Look at the performance in ASML. They've done great here. All right, so we got one more here, Tesla. Tesla is a good one here. Look, Tesla is down big time off late. RSI is 43. You could buy some Tesla here. Elon Musk is very animated leader, but I think long run they will do very well. And we got a few more here for the folks who like steady Eddie companies. We got Paychex here. It's a great steady Eddie company. It's a betting on American small business. You will do very well with Paychex. I also like Teradyne. It's a great semiconductor testing play. It's done great over the last 2 years and 5 years. They will continue to do well as we go forward. And we got a few more with great performance. Applied Material. It's a great semiconductor name here. And also look, Skyworks. It's also a great company here. Stock is really getting clobbered off late. You could buy this also. A great 5G play here. All right, now what we'll do is we'll look at few charts and see which ones we can buy. Look, we got Rockwell Automation, one of the great industrial stock here. Did great. Look, they've done great back in 2020 and actually 2021 here. Nice uptick here. In 2022, look, somewhere here, January, December timeframe, they came down. Now it's in the trading range here. I think that's a nice bottom here. Now they can slowly start going higher. It's a good company. Look, it's the totally negative right now. On the balance volume is also lower. And you got Estee Lauder, one of my favorite stock here. Look, right from 2022, stock is getting no respect in Wall Street. Big time down here. I would be slowly buying some Estee Lauder here. You will do great in the long run. And then you got Arista Network. This is really doing very well. You know, company doing very well from top line sales perspective. A great leader also. Look, stock is not getting too much love in Wall Street right now. On the balance volume, on the contrary, doing very well here. I would be buying some Arista Network. Seasoned executive Jayashree Ulal, she can take the company to new highs. And then you got HZN here. Look, it's getting clobbered here. I think this is a great one to buy. Look at on the balance volume, it's still going higher, so it's a good one to buy here. All right, let's look at a few more here. We got Viva Systems. Look, Viva Systems is stock is down big time, as you can see here. It's trending lower. Now it's a nice consolidation level. It's trying to go higher. On the balance volume is trying to stabilize here at this time. It can go higher. It's a great one to buy up here. Then you got cybersecurity leader, FTNT. Look, nice support level here around 275. I think it's a great one to buy here. On the balance volume is also pretty stable. That tells you folks are taking advantage and buying this company. Look, earnings is around the corner. It's actually tomorrow. Be a little bit careful if you want to buy. Maybe buy after the earnings. I think wait for a day and then buy. And then you got Visa. Visa is a good one here. It's completely clobbered, as you can see here. RSI is 44. You could buy some Visa up here. On the balance volume is pretty steady here. And then got AMD here. Look, AMD is it's a big time down right from December last year. After the earnings, company did well. I think stock went up in after market here around 97 or so. I think this company will do well. Even up here, you could buy some. Wait for a day or so. Let it cool off a little bit. Then you can buy some AMD here. All right, so now let's do a stock deep dive on Arista Network, one of my favorite stock. Look, Arista Network, these folks are into cloud networking solutions. You know, cloud is a hot market throughout the world, and these guys have got gigabit Ethernet switching and routing, and they also have various other things around the edge routing. And they're introducing a new unified edge, and they're recognized very well in the Forrester and Gartner quadrants. And this company is doing great, seasoned leader. And company actually did a beat and raise quarter, but no love from Wall Street. Stock came tumbling down anyways. All right, look here, we got Glassdoor review. We got the CEO here, Jayshree Ullal. She's an ex-Cisco exec. She's doing great. She's really running the company very well. 88% of the employees approve CEO Jayshree Ullal. And look, from a Glassdoor perspective, folks are saying perfect work-life balance. It's always difficult to strike this. Looks like this company is doing it. And it's a very good place to work according to the employees. That also is very good here, and nothing bad to report. Many times you'll see folks are not happy about the company, but here looks like there's nothing bad to say about Arista. The company has got some learning curve. I think it's understandable. And Arista is also recognized as a leader with a top score from Gartner and Forrester. It's a good one here. All right, now let's jump in and look at Arista Network by numbers. Look, from a numbers perspective, company is really growing the earnings. That's a good here. Nice uptick, as you can see here. 2.9 to 2.27. I think it's doing very well. From a sales perspective, top line sales is increasing. Even in this difficult environment, Arista is able to sell effectively despite of supply chain challenges. And shares outstanding is pretty stable here. This company is not diluting the share count. That's also great. Operating margin is trending higher. That's good. Net margin is also trending higher. That's great. And they're also paying down their debt nicely. That's in a good clip here. All in all, I love this. I would love if they can do EPS even nice and smooth uptick here, but I think this also works here. Company doing great here. I love to see these numbers. It's not about 1 quarter or 2 quarters. You got to look at multiple years and see how company is doing it. This will give companies some muscle memory, and they will keep doing well. Because year over year they have this execution stability and consistency. All right. So let's take a look at Arista Network, a quick snapshot. From a quick snapshot perspective, look, company is about $36 billion market cap, and this stock can even double or triple easily in a couple of years. And from an analyst perspective, it's a buy rating. And from a technical perspective, it's a strong sell. That's what I love about. I love this divergence where fundamentals, it's a buy from a fundamental perspective and sell from a technical perspective. That will give a great entry point in names like Arista Network. And look, right now in the near term, stock performance is not great even up to year to date, but look, 2-year 5-year stock has done great. I love this trend here. Shorter term there is some negativity, stock is coming down, performance is negative, but longer term performance is great. And look, sales growth is nice and high here from a year over year, quarter over quarter perspective. And next year sales growth is positive. Next year EPS growth is also positive. That's good here. Company is making money. And look, net margin is 29%, very respectable here. And gross margin is also great here. Gross margin is 64%. That's a great gross margin here. Insiders are selling. That happens from time to time. That's one of the reasons stock is coming down, because insiders are selling. But I think it happens from time to time. And companies are below the moving average all the way to see, look, it's even below its 200-day moving average. And folks are also buying some put options to really hedge themselves. High put call ratio tells you folks are hedging and buying some put options. And this company is above its Bollinger Band 50 by 14%, above the lower band here, and they're also above the lower band in Bollinger 20-day band here. All right, so look, overall score is 94. That's great here. And they got nice score from from Morningstar here. A grade in financial health, B grade in growth, and a B grade in financial stability. They're doing great here. I also like this Piotrowski F score 7 that tells you books are consistently doing well. That's a great one here. All right, so everything works out well for Arista. Stock is down here. Company doing great. I would be buying some Arista here. All right, so let's look at earnings history. From an earnings history from Seeking Alpha, look, stock has just came out to the earnings here. They basically surpassed their earning EPS by 3 cents here. They also did very well. They beat their revenue estimate by 20 million. And look, from a year-over-year growth perspective, company doing very well. From a revenue growth, look, nice 31% revenue growth. 27 here, it's doing great. And look, back in 2020 they had some negative earnings growth, as you can see here, few quarters here, but I think they overcame and they're doing well now. I think overall it's a good one here. Somewhere here, look, we got Q2, Q1 19, March, December. Somewhere here we had last inflation. I think stock did very well during the last inflation. They actually beat their earnings as well as beat their revenue, even during the 2018 2019 the inflation and high rate environment. So I think it's a good one here. We can buy some Arista here. All right, so from a technical perspective, look, from a chart perspective, we got a weekly 5-year chart here. Stock is doing great, nice uptick, look, nice uptrend. And right now there's a temporary weakness here. I would be a buyer. You can wait slightly and get it in a good grade here. Look, it's a nice uptick here, nice big high candle here. Maybe it's trying to fill the gap and come down to around, say, 105 or so. I would be slowly buying some Arista at these levels. You would do very well. All right, from a short-term perspective, we got a 1-year chart here. Look, stock is trying to get stabilized here. Nice support level here. If this breaches this support level, maybe next one is around, say, $100 or so. I would be a buyer of this great company here. Right now, momentum is pretty neutral right now. And look, from implied volatility came down after earnings, which is very typical. On the balance volume is telling you folks are buying Arista even after this drop here. Smart money is slowly going into the stock here, so it's a good one from a technical perspective also. So with that, I would be buying Arista here. To conclude this, when the market pulls back hard, buy quality stocks with the nice sales growth, positive gross margin, and positive cash flow. Those are the companies that we reviewed today. And to build the wealth, buy the great stocks like Estee Lauder, EL, Arista Network, HZN, AMD, Visa, FTNT, and a couple more that we talked about today. You will do great. That's how you build the wealth. You go after the great companies and hold it for a while and buy them when they're down. So that's the way to build the wealth. Thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.